Boy, it's a rowdy bunch tonight. Hey, Coach, how are you?
Good. What's going on?
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
If you have a question for Coach, please raise your hand. We'll start with Jay, the Deseret News.
Hey, Ilaisa, BYU's ranked 15th in the inaugural college football playoff rankings. What's the reaction of yourself and the coaching staff to that?
So that just come out?
Yeah, it just came out within the hour.
Oh, shoot. That's good. I'm still kind of processing it. I don't know exactly what that means, but obviously getting any kind of attention for the program and the kids is a good thing.
I think generally it's a pretty good sign of respect for who you guys have beaten this year and the schedule you've played. Where last year you were 14 in the first one and you were 9-0. That's pretty good, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. I'm like I said, I'm still kind of just thinking about what that really means, and got a lot on our mind as far as preparing for this next week, but I'm obviously happy for the program and the kids and the players.
Speaking of this week, what's your defensive player injury situation look like? Are you going to get some guys back, or are you still going to be really short-handed?
We've still got we're still banged up. This late into the year with not having a bye yet. It's guys get dinged up and you get them back when you can get them back, and we've got a lot of guys that are stepping up and they're doing a good job and playing hard and sacrificing a lot, in order for us to win these games. And so we'll just continue on with who we've got and the guys that are practicing, and when guys get back, we'll get them back and keep rolling.
How much are walk-ons contributing to the defense this year? Seems like a lot. I know we're going to talk to a couple here in a minute. Seems like more than usual even.
Yeah, no, the walk-on program, I mean, here at BYU has been a proud program. I mean, you just go through and think about, I mean, just off the top of my head, the Chad Lewis's and, Ziggy Ansah's and it was the tight end that played with the Ravens, before I got here. I mean, there's just Ben Cahoon's, another one. There's just so many guys through the years have come and made an impact, guys that have always wanted to play at BYU and maybe a little under-recruited and just passed by and took the harder route, which was the walk-on route, and made an impact and, earned scholarships and gone on to seal their legacy, and their names or, jerseys and all that stuff are all over the place, and they're in videos and the old videos of just a lot of BYU success. And so that'll continue to be the thing. I know Kalani's always been a huge proponent of just getting good quality walk-ons, of guys that have earned their way, that have contributed. And then obviously just with the way that the walk-ons are being taken care of with the new NIL deal. I mean, it's huge for us to get guys that are coming in and contributing. It's really, it's almost like getting 123 kids on scholarship really is what it is. And so just the quality of player that we're getting, just the walk-ons that are coming and doing a good job, or it's not, you're not really talking scholarship and walk-ons. You're really talking about just contributors throughout the whole roster.
Next, we'll take questions from Jake Hatch and then Dave McCann.
Yeah, Ilaisa, just kind of building off that for a moment. Is that something you guys have used on the recruiting trail to this point, saying, hey, you may be coming here as a walk-on, but you do have this Built Bar name, image, and likeness agreement that could help defer the costs?
Yep, for sure. I mean, when you ask somebody to walk on, obviously it's kids and for right reason equate a scholarship with how badly you want me, and sometimes it's not always the case. Sometimes it's just the numbers and how they fit. You don't exactly have one. And so talking to kids and trying to get them, convincing them to come, there is a lot of value in being a walk-on. You're to have a career where you're saying you're playing all these big time teams, and what we get them as far as supplements and just gear and the way you travel even. I played at a lower division where we bust to Vegas. That was back in the day. We bust to Vegas from Southern Utah go and travel. And so just, there's a lot more value that's maybe hidden for walk-ons, but this Built Bar deal is just taking it to a new level. And I think that's why you look at your roster of 123 players, it's no longer just 85 scholarship players, but you're getting the quality of 123 scholarship kids on the team.
Let me venture back to Saturday night for a moment. Kalani said in post-game that you guys went to the locker room, and it was your suggestion to go to the rush 3, drop 8 scheme to adjust at halftime. What made you think that would be effective in that game?
It was, it was really talked about as a whole staff. I mean, it was there's a lot of when you're playing like that, in the second quarter, and we're trying to find answers and trying not to panic and trying to find ways to stop them. It's really just what have we practiced? What did players know? What might help out? What might work? And it goes around and around as far as just who suggests what, and I may be getting credit for that, but it's the whole staff as a whole. Secondary coaches and linebacker coaches, everybody, they're all involved with that decision. And obviously Kalani, I mean, we lean heavily on him with all his knowledge and what he does, and I know he's giving me credit for that, but that's a staff thing that we all decided and ended up working out for us.
Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, Coach, good job with that second half. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
I got a question for you about the future. You've now played a half season worth of P5 opponents. What have these 6 games shown you when it comes to what you need to do with the defense to prepare to compete in the Big 12 here in a season and a half?
Yeah, it's depth is a big thing. When you're playing a lot of these teams and you get banged up and you start to get down to guys that may not have as much experience. I mean, you've got to build your depth, and you've got to have guys that can come in and help contribute to winning. And so, as we continue to prep in these next few years, really these last 2-3 years for us. I mean, the amount of P5 teams that we played and battled with, and just it's been a good experience for us in the last 3 years. And this next one, prepping for us to go in, we'll continue to recruit and get to where we need to be. But we love our players, love how hard they're battling, and we'll continue to put a good product on the field with the type of kids that we have.
You beat the five of the P5s. What specifically did Baylor show you that in 2 years in an October game in the Big 12 you want to have different on your defense?
I think that they're a good team. Obviously, you see them winning,
right.
The amount of games that they're winning, and they've got a chance to really in the next little bit. They win a couple games. I mean, they're going to win their conference, and so it's you get a couple guys here, like I said, just a couple guys here and there as far as just your depth and guys with maybe a little bit more, a few more years under their belt. You know what I mean? Where you see with the COVID year, a lot of these teams are coming back with all their super seniors, and all of ours left. And so we're playing with a lot of true freshmen, a lot of young kids, and we love our players and think that they've got great upside, and maybe that really is just the difference for us as we continue to recruit and continue to develop. We love our players, love our team, and feel like we're headed in the right direction.
Thank you.
Okay, we got questions from Jared Lloyd and Mitch Harper.
Coach, what do you need to see from your team this weekend? Because it's a game against a lower level opponent, but you still want to see them play well. So what do you need to see from them?
You got a swimming pool, you got kids playing in the back.
I'm at a volleyball game.
Oh, right on. No, we just got to stay the course, and the expectation is high for us. The players expect a lot. We expect to come out and execute and battle, and the offense do their thing, and for us to do our thing on defense, and obviously for all of us to contribute on special teams. And so really just stay in the course, and competing and battling.
Talk about what Lopa has meant to the program just over his career as you've worked with him.
He's been awesome. I mean, he and I have been here about the same amount of time. He's a great emotional leader. You know, obviously the contribution that he's made on the field and just amount of time. And one of the guys that decided to come back from the COVID year, one of the two players. And so for him to come back and have the success that he's having, to stay healthy the way that he has as well, knock on wood, and he continues to work that way. I mean, he's been a delight to coach. I mean, I love the kid to death, and know that the team loves him as well. And he's just got such a great personality in the locker room, and brings so much to us, not just on the field, but off the field too.
Coach, you mentioned Lopa and EC were guys that took advantage of the COVID year for this season. There's a long list of quality players that are COVID juniors this year. Have you already had conversations or kind of have an idea of where some of those guys may be leaning in terms of their status for next year, or if they plan to move on?
Not yet. I'm sure those guys have been talking to their families, but as far as we're concerned, we'll just continue to finish the season and get to that, in December when we need to.
It was kind of brought up a little bit earlier about the walk-ons, but you've had guys on your defense from scout team rise up and see significant snaps this season. What's going on with the scout team that's creating this competition where these guys are game ready if called upon?
You're playing against one of the top offenses in the country every single day, and having to defend them. And physically, when you come over to our side and you start, all it is just learning the schemes now and just, falling in place. And there's a lot of familiarity with what they've done, but to defend our offense every single day is a big task. And a lot of those guys are prepping themselves by doing that. You see so many kids just who redshirt and who, play on scout team for a year or two before they have their chance, end up in the NFL just because they're playing against the top tier players every single day. And so, I think that's a big benefit for us when our scout team is over there defending our offense.
And one last question real quick from me, Coach. Who have been some scout team players that have, performed well this season, whether they've played in games or not, but just some guys that maybe have some bright futures in the program?
Well, it's a tough question for me, just not having any of those names in front of me. I apologize, but and there's, our developmental crew and some of the kids that we've stolen over just done a really good job. And I apologize, I don't have any of those names off the top of my head though.
All right, Coach, thanks. Appreciate your time today.
All right. Good luck.
We've got Morgan Piper coming up next. If you have a question for him, go ahead and raise your hand.